Yes, sir, we are live right now. We can start.
Just a second. Hello everyone, welcome to ProTrain's Project Management Professional Demo Session. I'm Ashish Kumar, your host for today's session. Let me give you a brief introduction about who we are. ProTrain is a CIE.co IIM Ahmedabad funded upskilling platform for construction management professionals and students. We are also backed by USA Embassy, NSRCL, IIM Bangalore, Startup India, and 20 plus bodies. We understand learning skills require sticks which precisely fit market demand is tougher than landing a job itself. That's where we came into play. We prepare engineering students to be industry ready by helping them trained and mentored by industry professionals and experts through industry-backed practical knowledge. As of now, we have upskills 15,000 civil engineers from 700 plus companies and 4,000 plus colleges across India and 12 plus countries. We aim to make you expert in structural engineering, construction management, bridge engineering, metro and tunnel engineering, etc. to software trainings like Oracle, Primavera, ETABS, AutoCAD, and other 40 plus programs for your 360-degree holistic development. We recently conducted an industry-ready program on property valuation, Power BI, Primavera, Microsoft Project, ETABS, and Tekla, and many more. And good results in these sessions has motivated us to go beyond our boundaries and get more for all of you. To be updated with our upcoming amazing courses, go and follow our Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn profile by the name ProTraining. Now I would like to show you an introductory video of our company. Just a second. Now I would like to introduce our expert, Mr. Alok Verma, who have joined our forces to make everyone industry ready. Now I request sir to please start the session.
Yeah, thank you, ProTrain team. We'll be discussing more of PMP program now. This is our second session, which we are doing along with the entire team. So let me start with a presentation followed by the some questions answers around that. Let me share my screen first. Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
So let me start with a small exercise. In my screen, you can see two different photograph of the same room space. One is bit untidy, one is bit structured, right? If you look at A and B, if keyword, the first keyword which will come into mind, if I look A, it is very clean, arranged, right? But of course, there will be some effort which will be required to make a room like A, right? B, if you see, it's look untidy, not arranged properly. But of course, then the effort which we have done in A, of course, it has not been done in B. Right? So, I mean, why this picture? Why I have shown this picture? The major motto of showing this picture is the program manager is the one who make a effort to make a room from B to A. In a very layman word, program manager is one who structure a particular project in a way so that everything is accessible everything is clear to everyone, right? In the course of as we go into the course, we'll understand more about what program management role is within the organization. But from the layman terms, it is like putting something clean, arranged, structured, and so that it can be easily accessible to everyone. We'll formally start by welcoming everyone who has joined this session. And this session has been organized by ProTrainee. I am Alok Verma, who will be taking you through this webinar today. Yeah, so what is objective of this workshop? As a program management or a project management as a subject is a hour-long is not an hour-long subject, right? It requires multiple year of practice or at least multiple hours of learning as well. So in this 1 hour of course, what I will try to do, I will try to tell you about that. What is the foundation? What is the basic behind program management? What are the tools which exist in the market? What are the certification and what are the career options are there? So we'll start with the introduction. Since it's a live session, I will not be able to engage with everyone. What we'll do that I will just give a brief introduction of mine, then we'll go through the objective agenda, right? Why I'm qualified to give this training over here. Then we'll define what is program management, how project and program management is different, what as an organization what they're trying to solve as a program management as a function. Then we'll deep dive into few of the keywords like agile, waterfall. You might have heard it somewhere, so I'll try to clarify those words. I will take you through some case study which will help you in better shaping your understanding of program management. Then we will discuss about the different tools and certification options which are there in this, which is available today. A Q&A session probably will not be able to have this, and then we'll have those closing remarks. Okay, so I am Alok. I am myself PMP certified. I'm having almost 12 years of work experience. I have been certified in PMP in 2022. Before that, I graduated from NIT Jamshedpur in 2012, and overall 12 years of experience, as I mentioned. And these are the 4 companies which I have worked on. Most of them MNC. Presently, I'm working with PG Electroplast. Try to keep it brief. I will deep dive into the main agenda now. Right. So, what is program management? So, as I was mentioning from earlier as well, program management is a skill. It's a art and science both. If I tell you that to manage a program, it required some soft skills, some hard skills. So, program manager is the one who is having this competency to deliver a program for a particular organization. So if I go by the definition, so program manager is someone who is responsible for leading number of independent projects to achieve a strategic objective. So there is a difference between a strategic objective and the operation which goes inside any industry, right? Operation is something which company is doing for a quite long. Let's say if a manufacturing company, if they are producing some X amount, some X part, let's say a company is producing a wheel. So producing that wheel is a day-to-day operation, right? Let's say the same company want to develop a brake component. So then it is like project for them. So they will be investing in capex, they will be procuring some material, they will be designing the brake parts. So that is the project. So there's a difference between project and program. So program manager major role is to drive the strategic objective, not the operation. So there is a clear difference between both of this. So we need to understand it, right? So the program manager focus on overall benefit realization and achieving organizational goal rather than managing short deadlines and the individual deliverable. So it is more of like that brake getting produced from a particular company or from a new setup is a program deliverable, right? It's not like that getting one machine or laying out electrical cables or just putting down a structure over there. That is not objective of a program manager. A program manager has to be is someone who drives the organizational goal, not an individual goal or a short-term goal, right? So if you look at right side of left bottom of the presentation, right, it shows that what is the role of program manager. So let's say I will take this example forward. Let's say you want to set up a brake unit, right? You are already manufacturing wheel in certain company, right? So you are the one who need to have a understanding to plan that particular program. When I say planning, it is planning in terms of the timeline, planning in terms of the cost, planning in terms of quality deliverables, planning in terms of the human resources required for that. Then the leadership, because you need certain people, right? You need a person who can lead individual teams, right? It's not like the program manager is going to do everything by its own. He has to coordinate between different departments. R&D has to design, manufacturing team or the purchase team has to release the purchase order to the suppliers, right? So he has to coordinate between entire team, right? Then the financial management, once you have a budget in line, right, you need to make sure that whether the project is being done within the budget or it is overshooting, right? So that is something which we have to manage, right? Then the program governance, program execution, right? Program governance by it mean that you need have to monitor entire project whether it's going on time or it's going or it is being delayed. If it is being delayed, you have to take the necessary corrective action. Then the project execution, that whether everything is being executed or not. So this, what I spoke about here is more of the hard skill which is required for program manager. But apart of this, there are some soft skill also which program manager has to develop. Few of the traits which I have mentioned over here, that a diplomacy is one, because you have to coordinate between multiple stakeholders. Team building, you have to make people together, right? You have to make everyone committed towards their task. So this is one of the major aspect of program management. Then change management, let's say anything which goes change, let's say machine, as you have bought a machine, right? Its price got sold up, right? So those kind of changes you have to manage internally, and they have to, because in the project nothing will, I won't say nothing, but majority of things will not be defined, right? So you have to develop a process around that okay, material will come from here to there, right? And with packaging it will come, right? And then there are internal system related concerns are there. If many of you know that ERP is there, so everything need to be into the ERP. So those processes also need to be defined by project managers along with their cross-function team. So the larger team which work along with program management, we call them as a cross-function team, or CFT in short. So this is the overview of what program management do in a particular organization. We'll further see in deep that what they are trying to further deep dive into the project management, program management, and the portfolio management, right? These all are three different subject, and often it is being confused. So let me first tell you that project, what is the difference between project, program, and portfolio, right? Again, taking care the same, taking over the same example which we have started. Let's say a wheel manufacturing company is setting up a brake manufacturing company, right? So the small deliverable inside that particular project will be called as a project management. Let's say you have to develop a civil structure inside that to accommodate all those machineries. So you have to construct a PEB structure, right? A shed kind of thing. So constructing a shed is a project. It's not a program, right? Constructing a shed is a project, and this also depends from company to company. If you look at a wheel manufacturing company who is manufacturing, who is setting up a brake manufacturing, for them it is a project, right? Let's say you have outsourced that particular project to a consultant or any contractor company. For them, it will be program, because for them, they have to construct that PV structure. That's it, right? For them, it will be program. Again, not to confuse you, for I will always take this wheel manufacturing company who is going to manufacture brake as a frame of reference. So for them, making PEB structure is a project management task. What we will be doing? So once we have constructed, let's say, that particular PEB structure, right? Then the other team will commission those machine, install those machine. Then other team will come who will develop who will develop electrical layout within that machine, and then other team will come who will be putting up the IT systems over there. Other people will come who will put all manpower and everything, and then other people will come who will make it function, and then there will be other team who will be dispatching those material to their customers, right? So then there is a multiple department which come into the play. The program, so managing all these multiple departments, multiple stakeholders is program management, right? Then what is portfolio management? Portfolio management is a much broader term than program management. So it will be usually a person at the CXO level who will be handling multiple projects. Let's say he's also launching one brake. Okay. Similar time he's also they're also building up a different business for, let's say, wire and harnessing for that particular organization. And similar, so it is majorly like combination of multiple program is called as a portfolio management. So it's a much larger role which is there. For this session, we will concentrate more on program management. Yeah. So how program and portfolio is linked to organization strategy. So let's say I will speak about a conglomerate. Let's say Tata Group is there, right? So Tata Group as an organization, they will have certain strategy, right? Strategy in terms of they want to expand certain business into certain geography. Let's say Tata Motors is there, is one of their portfolio company. Tata Steel is there. Tata Projects is there. So overall organization strategy is that they want to increase their revenue, right? Or sales, right? But BU wise strategy will be different. Let's say Tata Motors as a company wants to develop, for example, they want to go into a different geography. Let's say they are not selling in China, so they want to go and sell into China, right? So they will have a different strategy. Let's say Tata Steel is there, right? They want to reduce their steel making cost. For them, it is a different strategy to increase their profit or sales. Let's say Tata Projects is there, so they want to get into a different kind of contract. Let's say they're not making dam, for example, so they want to make a dam, right? For each BU there will be different strategy, right? Then it will come to the project portfolio, right? So let's say they want to put into the China, right? So in project portfolio it will come like there will be multiple programs, right? That they want to launch Nexon in China. They want to launch their commercial vehicle in China. So they will assign each program manager for each projects, right? So if I go deep into this, and each program will have a certain amount of project. Let's say if Tata Motors has to launch Nexon in China, they have to make certain components in China. They have to ship some parts from here. So those are kind of a project, right? They want to develop some parts in China. They want to send some parts from India to there. So these are small projects. Selling in or making in China is one project. So this is how organization strategy is aligned with a project, program, and portfolio management. Hope I'm able to clear it till now. So if you look at the other circle, so as I told you, that portfolio management is the larger circle, or I will say it's a very larger circle which will lead the business goal, right? Then program management will be sponsored by business, right? They will have a multiple small program management. It will majorly work along with the stakeholders. And the project management will majorly have a quality deliverable. If you are setting up a machine, whether you are setting up whether you are setting up at the right time, at the right cost, on the right schedule or not, this is something which is being captured at the project stage. Yeah, coming to the terminology which I have spoken, at waterfall versus agile. So what is waterfall and what is agile? What we are trying to first of all, that what are these two, right? Then we will try to differentiate between both of these. So waterfall and agile both are the framework. Both are the framework to run a project, right? That which way you want to run a project, both will give you a framework. So I will first define what waterfall is, what agile is, and then I will again come back to this discussion. So let's say you have to design one application for some of your customer, right? Or let's say again, I mean, making our example more relevant to same customer. Let's say you have to make one break for your customer. So let's say you are, if a real world example, if I give you, Rane Brake is a one company who manufactures brake, and Tata Motors, let's say for example, they are the one who are buying the brake, right? In waterfall model, what you do, you'll first understand that what is the customer requirement. Okay, let's say whether if you're designing a brake, or you're asked to design a brake, you'll first understand the requirement, that whether it is for truck, whether it is for the car, whether it is for the train, right? These is the broader level requirement, right? Then you will also understand what torque is required, how much force is required, all those things are there. So you will gather the requirement, and then you will design material according to it, right? That what's the way you want to design. I mean, to fulfill those requirements, you have to design the product accordingly, right? Once you have designed the product, you implement it. I mean, you make a physical sample of brake, then it will get into the testing, whether the testing is working, whether product is okay or not. Okay, once it is tested, you can send it to the market. Here we have mentioned it as a maintenance. It is more of like that you will have a continuous feedback. If it is failing, you will keep on changing, right? So this is the waterfall design. In agile, what we do, right? It will be majorly agile around I mean software development, or something like where not much of details are required. Let's say there's one, you work in a company who is into the web page designing, right? Where you have to design a poster for Holi for a particular, let's say you have one client who is into, they have multiple, water park in and around your city, right? You are the one who maintains website for them. Let's say Holi is coming, right? They want to design one poster or a page to promote Holi, right? Instead of customer coming to you, you will design something by your own, okay? And then you will take to your customer for the feedback. This is something which I have designed, and you give your feedback. Probably they will give you, okay, you change this timing from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m., 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., or something like those. So in this process, what we are doing, that we are doing something by our own, okay? Then we are going to customer, taking their feedback, coming back, and then again redesigning. So it is a continuous loop. It is a continuous loop, and the development cycle will be, it's more of iterative, that you keep on going designing, keep going on designing. But the benefit of it is that you're not wasting your resources time or your time. It is more of like that, it's a continuous cycle. It's something which you are doing upfront, right? If I will explain it through a real world example as well, okay, if it is unclear at this moment. Just from the definition point of view, a waterfall is like, if you are doing it in a linear way, okay, it's a waterfall project, right? If you are keep on doing, if you're making an iterative, it will be called as agile, right? Then time scale. So once you design waterfall at the planning stage, you will design timeline for entire of this activity, right? But agile is iterative. So So depending upon the kind of project you are handling, it will go from 2 to 8 weeks. So every 2 to 8 week, you will do certain steps out of this thing. Team stakeholders. So waterfall, because you are doing most of the things upfront only. So you will be engaging all your stakeholders. By stakeholders, I mean that each of the people who are involved in this project. And then agile. Agile is like here you have to engage stakeholders throughout the project. It's not like that you just engage them and you have left them, right? It's a continuous feedback loop. Okay. Waterfall is traditionally a hierarchy, the kind of organization structure we know, assistant manager, manager, general manager, like that. But agile is more of the self-organized team. It will be 10 to 12 bunch of people who will be working together. We'll see agile because agile is something which is a new terminology. We'll see agile in detail. So each of these, if the question is which one is better, so there's a no clear answer of it. It depends upon the kind of the project which you are handling. If you are, if you let's say you're designing a dam, you can't go for agile methodology that I have made this certain structure and then you're going to change it according to the customer requirement, right? So it depends upon the customer to, I mean, nature of project to nature of project, that which kind of project you're using. You can use a framework depending upon that, right? So waterfall is more controlled, more reliable outcome, more predictable. If I talk about agile, it is more of flexible, right? uh, they have a rapid change. You can change. It is more agile or more flexible, I will better say, to adapt any changes which is there. Now, why I put this slide over there? We have already closed almost half an hour for this session, right? Let's say we are planning from Mumbai to Goa, right? Most of the people who lives in the western side of India, right? They want to plan from Mumbai to Goa, right? Since it's a live session, I won't be able to interact with the audience. But yeah, I mean, most of the people want to go to Goa, or most of you have been to Goa, right? So I will discuss two hypothetical cases over here so that we'll understand Agile in more detail. Let's say you're planning from Mumbai to Goa, and let's say there are two kind of scenarios there. One is you're planning to go from along with your parents. One is you're planning to go along with your college group, right? What will be difference in both of those approach, right? Let's say if you're going to plan with your parents, right? They will be fixing everything upfront. They will be fixing that in which hotel you are going to stay. And let's assume in both of the case we are going by a road trip, right? That's why I mentioned over a road trip. So if you're going with parents will plan almost everything, or you're going along with the family, so they will plan everything, right? Or you are going with your kids, depending upon the audience. So you'll plan that on which hotel you are going to stay, where you are going to take your stop, right? What foods you are trying to, which you will have on the way, which will the restaurant which you will have in the way, right? So this is kind of the planning which you will do when you are will be going with family. When you go along with, let's say, college troops, right? It will more of like that. Okay, get into the car and let's go to the Goa, right? You will figure it out everything in the way, right? If you started traveling from here, somebody over here said that there is a Villas Beach somewhere here, right? If you are a college group of friends, you'll just turn your car, stay over here, and then you will spend night over there, and from next morning you will leave from there, right? So hope I am able to tell you that what is the difference between both of these, right? I mean, just to put it into the uh, into um, into a chart, right? In a waterfall approach, right? You plan everything in detail, right? Before starting, you have planned everything. What is the exact route where you are going to stop for your gas, food? Every night hotel is booked, right? For college friend, if you are start driving towards Goa, if you hear any cool roadside attraction, any scenic you will detour, right? You will detour from there. You can adjust your route, and then you can experience something more over there, right? Similarly, in waterfall approach, if you hit the road, right, and if you encounter any roadblock, or you have to stay somewhere anywhere there, right, it will be more of it will become more challenging. Why? Because then since you have made all arrangement, all booking and everything, accommodating any changes in waterfall approach will be a bit different, right? Or if you forget anything, right, it will cause inconvenience within your entire trip, right? In agile approach, you have advantage that you can go anywhere, right? If you if you if you feel that anything you have missed out, you can just stop, you can go back, you can take the material, you can spend night wherever you want, right? So again, I mean, just to summarize this, waterfall is like planning the entire trip upfront, following a rigid itinerary and sticking to it regardless of changes or opportunity along the way. Agile is like starting the journey with a flexible mindset, adapting a new information or opportunity as they arises, and make enhance adjustment to enhance the overall experience. Hope with this example, I will be able to clarify that what waterfall and agile, how both of them are different, and what is the advantage and disadvantage of both of them. Now I will as I said earlier, I will deep dive more into the agile, right? So one is Scrum, Extreme Programming, Future Driven Development, Lean, sorry, Dynamic System Development, Crystal, right? So these all are the agile framework which is being used by multiple other different organizations. We'll spend some time on agile Scrum. I mean, explaining all the 7 process is not feasible, and also not very much relevant. So right now, agile Scrum process is something which is being followed in organization nowadays. So look at any typical any typical any typical project, right? How the Scrum process. I will just take you through the entire journey. Okay. So first, I mean, all these people on the green are the people who are involved in this entire Scrum process. So one is product owner, one is the team, one is the Scrum master, and I mean this is also a team, right? So these 3 kind of people are there in the Scrum process. Right? Product owner is one who interact with the external environment. He is the one who will interact with management. He will the one who will interact with customers, and he will gather the requirement. Right? He will gather the requirement and then he will put it into the product backlog. Let's say there is a running website, right, where customer want to where certain let's say certain tab, let's say sign up tab is not there. Let's say if you go through ProTraining website, let's assume that there is sign up tab is not there, which user demands. So product owner will gather this requirement that there's the need of a sign up tab in a product back in our product. So he will enter into the product backlog. Right. So he will collect, let's say, 15 product backlog which need to be changed, right? If I tell you in a let's say in a manufacturing organization, so let's say the product owner will go and gather a requirement from subfloor. Okay, so these are the 10 things which is supposed to be done. He will put it into a to-do list kind of thing, which they call it as a product backlog is a kind of a to-do list. Okay, in a sprint planning meeting, product owner and team will come into that meeting. Out of that, let's say 15 requirement has been gathered. The sprint planning team, out of this 15, they will gather, let's say 10 let's say 10 product log which they want to work for this particular sprint. The sprint is also being defined, let's say 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, right? So out of this 15 log, 10 we have decided that we will do in this particular sprint, and then we will have this sprint backlog, right? So sorted version of this will be sprint backlog. Then the entire team will decide that okay, these are all the actionable which you have to work. What they will do, they will for example, purpose I'm putting a 1 week. Okay, so in 1 week they will try to complete this job, and then they will put it on the finished work. So let's say this 10 job, that 10 people, everybody has chosen one item to act upon. Okay, and then it will turn into finished job. And then there's a role of a scrum master. A scrum master ensure that this daily meeting is happening, that after 24 hours this meeting is happening, and there is a progress into that. And if any modification, anything need to be dropped, that is being monitored by scrum master. Okay, so this is one of the framework which is there in the agile nowadays. Okay, then you come into the tools which is being used in the program management. This is the exhaustive list of tools. Okay, you can go and you can go and explore in any of their website. Okay, but I will tell you that which are being used majorly in organization nowadays. One is Jira and Asana. These are the one who are being used in organization. Trello is also being used extensively nowadays, right? So these are the 2-3 tools which is being used, but there are a number of tools which is there. Yeah. So we have discussed about that. What are the certification options are there, right? So there are multiple certifying body if you want to make a career into the program management. So one major certification is program management professional. I am marked a star, which I find is more relevant to industry nowadays. So which is being given by Program Management Institute, and then Master in Program Management by American Academy of Program Management. Scrum, which we discussed in detail. So the Scrum Alliance is one who is providing a certified Scrum Master certification. Prince 2 is there. This is also a very famous certification program. Google have their own certification program, and there are multiple multiple colleges, right? I am Indore and with IIT Delhi, they are the one who are providing certification program. Okay. So this is on in terms of program management certification. So this is all from the session. If anything is there, we can reach to us, ProTrainer team. If anybody has any further question or they want to understand anything in more detail. Thank you. Thanks from my side. So these are the questions which is being asked in the chat group. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you. Yeah. So for any learning, there are two aspects. One is the knowledge which you gain through it, right? And second, whether it is helping on your career progression. So PMP getting first thing is if you look at at the present scenario, there is no particular degree on the program management, right? So showcase that you are really interested in the program management. You have to get into a certification, right? PMP is something which is worldwide known. So if you are looking for some a career option across the globe, right? PMP certifies you that you are serious about this career option, and you knows this subject well, right? So there's no particular degree as such of now which exists in the market. That is first part. Second thing is, when I will say that it will always add to a brownie point when you are even your resume is getting shortlisted. So it will always be a brownie point for them. And of course, that learning which you will get through PMP, the learning which you'll get through PMP is going to help you day into your in your organization, or any task which you are delivering. So I'll say it's worth it. Any Yeah. So if you look at any certification program nowadays, right? Since after the rise of EdTech, right, it has become so there is the n number of certification which is there, but PMP is still the most relevant, or I will say the one of the most relevant certification in field of program management. A part of it, you'll get a lot of networking opportunities. So PMP, once you get into the membership of a PMP, right, they will have a local chapter, right? So you'll able to interact with like-minded people. There will be multiple people who will be interacting with you. So PMP, once you get into the PMP, it will be valid for 3 years, right? Initially, you have to keep on earning PDUs, which in PMP terminology, it is like professional development units. So you have to keep on collecting PDUs. So just to appear into the exam, you need to have a 35 PDUs. And once you have completed that, once you have certified as a PMP, in next 3 years you have to collect the 60 PDUs to be into the to have that certification valid. So 35 initially, and then it will be valid for your lifetime if you keep on earning the PDUs. So 60 PDUs per 3 year you have to collect. Okay. For PMP, if you go to the PMI website, they have mentioned it very clearly that that who is eligible for PMP certification. So PMI have almost 5-6 different type of certification program. PMP is one of them. For PMP, you need to have a 3 year of working experience. If you are a engineering graduate, if you are a diploma, you need to have a 5 year of work experience for PMP. But there are other certification as well which require lesser amount of work experience. Um, let's say associate program manager is there, which required 1 year of work experience. But just to summarize it, for PMP, if you're a BTech graduate, you need 3 year of work experience anywhere in the project. Not only like you need to have in a project manager only. It's not like that. You can have any kind of exposure. Then their membership will be invalid, but I'm not very sure about it. I will suggest that better check it through on the PMI website. I'm not very much sure about it, that whether if they're able to fail, what will be the next action. I'm not very sure about it. So for PMP, there are no limitation in terms of number of attempt. Only thing is once you appear for exam and if you fail in it, there will be certain capping, 15 days or 30 days. Capping, and after that you can reappear for the exam. Of course, there are some fees is there to get into the exam that you have to pay partially again. So there's no limitation in terms of number of attempt. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It was nice discussing with you all. Right. Thank you that you here patiently on the midweek evening session. That's all from my side. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir, for your timing.
Thank you.